Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma. If you're going to be going through my Game Week 9 team selection as well as my Game Week 8 team review. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank you all guys for the continued support on the channel. Currently at 830 subscribers. Can we hit 850 subscribers before the month ends? So if you're new around here and you're enjoying the content, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell, don't miss any content going up on the channel. And not wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So first, I'm going to start off with my Game Week 8 team review. We managed to score 77 points and to get my overall points 480 and a huge green arrow from 2.0 million to 1.3 million. Still, the goal is top 50,000. I hope you can be able to hit that. So we had Pop in goal who scored 2 points, and of course, I used my wild card for this game week. So all in all, it was a wonderful wild card, and hope it's going to continue paying off in the long run. So we had Pope with 2 points, then we had Chaloba who scored 6 points, giving a clean sheet, a very, very lucky clean sheet for Chelsea there, but we'll take it. Timber with a clean sheet for 6 points. Gabriel got an assist and a clean sheet, and I think 2 bonus points for 12 points. Saka scored 7 points, got Defcon, and he also got some bonus points, 7 points for him. Semenyo, I think, got an assist for 4 points. Sar and Paqueta blanked. By the way, how poor did West Ham look in that fixture against Brentford? Very shocking performance. Made me question my Paqueta pick, but I think they have good fixtures coming up. Let's hope it's going to be able to perform. Then you have Haaland, who scored 2 goals for 26 points. Just a goal scoring machine at this point. I don't think there's any game he can go without scoring. I think he scored in 8 consecutive games so far, and I'm sure he's going to continue scoring more and more. Then you had Voltemad with 8 points, who scored an amazing goal in their fixture. Although they did lose, the goal was very, very amazing. Joao Pedro blanking once again for 2 points. Dubravka on the bench kept a clean sheet for 9 points. Senesi, Rodon, and Longstaff on the bench all blanked, scoring 2, 1, 2 respectively. That was the team for Game Week 8. I think a pretty solid performance, 77 points. So I hope that for Game Week 9 we can be able to improve on that. So now let's look at what Game Week 9 has in store for us. So this is how we are going to line up for Game Week 9. We're going to be having Pope in goal. Hope we can be able to keep a clean sheet. They did manage to do that in the Champions League against Benfica, where they looked very good defensively. So hoping they can be able to replicate that for the Premier League and keep a clean sheet against Fulham, who have been very poor in front of goal. Then we have Chaloba against Sunderland. Just hoping for a clean sheet in that fixture, maybe an attacking return. And maybe this time they don't put it, they give the other team a lot of chances like the way they gave Nottingham Forest a lot of chances. Hope it's going to be a tight, compact defense from Chelsea and a clean sheet there. Then you have Gabriel and Timber from Arsenal. They played against Atletico Madrid and they also looked very, very good defensively. Gabriel was subbed off in the 70th minute, so he's going to be fresh for that Crystal Palace fixture. This is not an easy fixture, by the way, because of someone like Mateta and Sarr, who are very good on the ball, and Mateta can give defenders a lot of hard work. But I hope that Arsenal can be able to prevail and able to get a clean sheet in that fixture. Maybe an attacking return from the both players will be very much appreciated. So that's the defense. Looks pretty solid. Hope can be able to keep a clean sheet in those fixtures. Now let's look at the midfield. So this is how the midfield is going to be looking like. We're having Sar in there playing against Arsenal, a very tough fixture for Crystal Palace. But I do hope that Sar can be able to score and able to use his pace to exploit the slow players from Arsenal, and he was going to be able to perform in that fixture. Of course, very tough fixture, not expecting a lot of things, but just hoping for the best in that one. Then you have Semenyo against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest have been very poor defensively, conceded 3 goals to Chelsea just the other day, and I do hope that Semenyo can be able to perform. Nottingham Forest, of course, playing on Thursday night, so a lot of tired legs in that fixture. So, and I hope that Semenyo and Co can be able to exploit that come during the weekend. Then we have Saka against Crystal Palace. I'd say a tough fixture on paper. Crystal Palace have a very good defensive structure, but with Saka being on corners and also on penalties, I think it's a no-brainer, and I hope it's going to be able to perform in that fixture. Then you have Paqueta against Leeds. Let's hope that West Ham are not going to be as poor as they were against Brentford. They were so bad. I couldn't even believe what I was watching. They were so bad. I hope they can be able to bounce back. Leeds have been very good. They've been on form. So it's going to be a tough fixture, but I hope that Paqueta and Co can be able to prevail and able to bring home some points. So that's the midfield. Looks full of goals and full of assists, and I hope it's going to be able to perform. Now let's look at the forward line. So for the forward line, you're going to be having Haaland in there. He's going to be the captain, of course. After scoring in 8 consecutive games, I'd expect him to score against Aston Villa, who I think have just lost to Go Ahead Eagles, if I'm not wrong. Well, last time I checked, they were behind. So it's going to be interesting to see how that has planned out. And then we have Voltemed against Fulham. Just hoping that can be able to exploit the Fulham, who have been very poor defensively as well. And news is that Anderson might not be available for that fixture. That gives me a confidence boost in Voltemed performing, and I hope he's not going to prove me wrong, and I hope he's going to be able to perform. Then you have Joe Pedro against Sunderland. He's not been performing of late. Many transfers out. I think he's the second most transferred out player at the moment behind Mohamed Salah. So I hope that Joe Pedro can be able to bounce back and able to prove the doubters wrong in this Sunderland fixture. Sunderland have been very strong defensively, but I think Chelsea will have a lot more better quality for them, and I hope that Joe Pedro will be involved in that mix. Then for the bench, we're going to be having Dubravka against Wolves. Wolves have been very poor, very shocking. So I hope that Burnley can be able to keep a clean sheet, just like they did in game 8. Then you have Senesi against Nottingham Forest. This is the reason I went for a big transfer in a 5 million defender just for this bench boost. We're going to be playing Nottingham Forest. Of course, Nottingham Forest can have the new manager bounce, but I think Senesi and Cook are able to keep a clean sheet. But how lucky has he been this season, avoiding 2 red cards against Liverpool and one against Crystal Palace during the weekend? What a lucky boy. Then we have Rodon against West Ham. Without poor West Ham were in game 8, I guess gives me a confidence boost that Leeds can be able to perform, and I hope that Rodon can be able to keep not a clean sheet because I have Paqueta, but maybe an attacking return at the other end. Then you have Longstaff as well against West Ham. Just hoping for a good performance just to make my bench boost be worthwhile. So that's the team for Game Week 9. Looks pretty solid, looks pretty good, and I hope that the bench boost is going to work out in favor of me as we aim to get our first 100 points of the season. So it's not a very long video, but it's a long video. If you managed to reach this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.